Yes, I know that there's a heightened level of anxiety right now. The way in which things have changed, persons are now scared, persons are anxious. And I would say to persons that, the way in which you're feeling, it's valid. Your emotions are valid. It's okay to be scared. It's okay to be anxious. But what's most important is the way in which you manage your anxiety during this time. Some recommendations that I can give, I always recommend the 4-7-8 breathing technique. That's where you inhale through your nose for 4 seconds, you hold that breath for 7 seconds, and you release that breath through your mouth for 8 seconds. And if that is done continually, I find it to be very, I find that it usually helps persons to be able to control their anxiety. Also too, during this time, I know that persons may use a lot of what if questions. So what if I contract the virus? What if I go to work and something happens? What if I'm on public transportation and something happens? What if I take it home to my family? And if we engage in so many what if questions, we can drive ourselves crazy, and then we only become even more anxious and even more scared. And those are things that we don't want to happen. So what I would recommend for those what if questions is really to shift your focus. When you find that those thoughts come to mind, change those negative thoughts into positive thoughts. So let's say you start practicing more gratitude, being grateful and being thankful for the positive things that have happened and for the positive things that are currently occurring in your life. So that's a way of changing those negative thoughts into positive thoughts. Also, instead of those I should be home working and doing more, I should be doing this, I should be doing that. Stop with the I should questions. If anything, change those I shoulds into I can. So I can get work done maybe within a half an hour. I can work from home and be a mother as well, mother my children while I'm at home, help them with their homework. Focus more on I can statements, and that's a way of actually setting realistic goals for yourself. Don't set expectations that are beyond you, because that way you're going to experience a lot of anxiety. You're also going to experience a lot of disappointment as well. And we really don't want to add to the way that you're feeling during this time. Yes, I have always been encouraging, even from last year, March, when we first had the lockdown, limit and really censor the things that you are exposed to. Ensure that you are exposed to factual information, because yes, social media can be a good thing, but it can also be a bad thing as well, in the sense that some of the things that we see in social media, they're not true. They're not factual. If you do want to be abreast of what's going on, maybe, be open to just viewing news updates maybe twice a day. If you are one who would always be on your phone, always have the TV on, trying to keep abreast of what's going on 24/7, you really need to limit that exposure. You can put yourself to, let's say, as I said, twice a day, 3 times if you have to. But really try to censor and limit what you are exposed to. You must also be knowledgeable too that, your children are also, they're learning by example, and they're seeing you and the way that you're behaving, the way that you're being anxious. They basically are going to model your behavior. And if you are exposed to that media 24/7 and you become extremely anxious and nervous and angry, and your children observe that in you, they too are going to become anxious and nervous. So those are things that we really need to be cognizant of during this time. But I want to encourage you to pause, take a break, slow down, take a breather. Do those breathing exercises, that 4-7-8 technique that I recommended. Do that breathing technique. There's also mindfulness meditation as well. Find a comfortable place in your home. It could be a chair, your favorite chair. If it's on the bed, just ensure that you're very comfortable. And as you lie in silence, remove all distractions. No cell phone, no TV, no disturbance. And just sit or lay and reflect. And as thoughts are going through your mind, I want you to observe those thoughts, acknowledge those thoughts, and release those thoughts from your mind.